Hello and welcome. Of course, no victory Monday because Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the New Orleans Saints and did not take advantage of the opportunity that was presented to them. So the game was not overly close, probably not the most enjoyable for Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans to watch. However, are there any positives to be taken from this game? Let's focus on the negatives. Couple overarching themes. The Buccaneers had basically a win and you're in, not technically a do or die, but a do or die style of game, and came out flat. Flat like plywood. And it was pretty much an issue that started here and then stayed right here throughout the entirety of the game. While the game got slightly closer as it progressed, no, not really. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was poor. Struggled to stop Alvin Kamara when he was in the game. He wound up averaging over 4 yards per carry in limited action. Derek Carr did a lot of what Derek Carr normally does, and yet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense looked as if they had never seen Derek Carr play football before. Derek Carr threw a lot of checkdowns underneath, short throws, and the Buccaneers left open the checkdown underneath short throws. Juwan Johnson, I don't think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense actually knew he was a member of the Saints. Maybe they should check out TikTok and figure that out for next time. For the next matchup in the rivalry, because he had a career day against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense today. And just overall tackling. The intensity of the Buccaneers defense was really lacking. Pass rush, Derek Carr was free and clear standing in the pocket. The Buccaneers had to blitz to get any pressure at all, and when they did, Derek Carr sliced and diced them against the pass rush. It was non-existent. Tackling, it kind of reverted back to what we had seen earlier in the season. Not good. Then you flip to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. If you wanted to make a pit stop on special teams, you could talk about the fact that Jake Camarda had 2 horrendous punts. Just added fuel to the explosive fire that was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On offense, Baker Mayfield, offensive line, run game, it was all bad. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, I guess, had okay days. You know, Evans didn't really get a ton of opportunity, did wind up with around 70 yards receiving. Godwin had a relatively large statistical day, but a lot of it came late when the game was kind of over. So I don't really know how much stock you put into that. Rachaad White, tough day. Plus a fumble on top of having a tough day. Tough day. Buccaneers offensive line did not have really their best outing, to say the least. Some penalties, some miscues, got beat a little. Baker Mayfield, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, did throw for 300 yards, but again, not nearly enough. Not a good day for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense at all. Felt like play calling wasn't great on either side of the ball. Felt like execution, combined with that bad play calling, made for a zero-sum net gain for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throughout the contest. Players to really personify the loss, Trey Palmer. Trey Palmer has had as frustrating a season, I feel like, for a role player as I can remember, because he flashes you moments where he can really make some plays and do things, and then he shows you that he's a rookie and is prone to mistakes. Trey Palmer has had touchdowns and drops this year, just come in bunches, and even in this individual game, he managed to have the ebbs and flows that he has, that have embodied his season. Nice touchdown reception by Trey Palmer in this game. He also had managed to get behind the Saints defense in a situation where all the Saints were doing with a multi-score lead late in the fourth. All they're trying to do is keep everything in front of them, make the Bucs drive, and kill clock. Tampa Bay Buccaneers managed to sneak Trey Palmer with a burst of speed behind everyone. Baker Mayfield lays it out there for him. He catches the football. He trips and falls over himself. No tackle, just trips and falls, and fumbles the football on his way to the ground. Because he was not touched down, that fumble is a genuine fumble, recovered by the Saints, and kind of put the nail in the coffin for Tampa Bay. So just a very all-around ugly game for the Buccaneers. And while sort of in a way nothing is lost because the Buccaneers have the same opportunity next week. Win and you're in. Win and you've clinched the NFC South. It just felt like the Buccaneers' performance was so underwhelming. It was shocking. I don't think a loss is necessarily the most shocking thing. It's more about how it looked. So an ugly game. Luckily, the Buccaneers have an opportunity to make up for that next week against the Carolina Panthers. Hopefully, Tampa Bay gets some better results.